Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a real quick brief on what's going on in current events. Especially what's been going on for the past couple of days. All right. So I'm just going to get to a quick scripture. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Now Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. And we here at Great Millstone, we are the watchmen. We're on these walls, telling you what's going on, especially in current events, prophesying. All right. Which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. And we haven't been holding our peace day or night. We consistently put out videos, day and night, okay, telling you what's going on with scriptures relating to prophecy as well as history, okay, of the Bible. Ye that make mention of the Lord, that's right, we make a mention of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, keep not silence, and we're not. We're consistently going on, specifically with current events and prophesying. All right. So we're gonna go straight to current events. Get to the point. This came out of Defense One News. Defense1.com says, as threat of Russian missile rise, NORAD looks to the future. Okay. So just to give you a briefing on what NORAD is, I'm gonna read this part right here. Defense Secretary Ash Carter installed a new Air Force general atop the outfit that keeps the country safe from enemy air power, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD. All right. So the Secretary of Defense put in a new commander in charge, and it's a woman this time. I did have the picture, but my computer's running slow, so you'll just see it when I post all the links on the YouTube. You can read for yourself. Okay. So I'm going to get to the point. It says right here. So you could be forgiven for thinking of NORAD as a relic of the Cold War, but Cold Wars don't thaw quickly, and the relevance of NORAD is on the rise. The change comes as Russia and China flex military muscle in their regions and increase spending on strategic missiles, and as North Korea plunges to develop its own missile capable of carrying a nuclear warhead to the continental United States. The U.S. has spent more than $108 billion on missile defense so far and is pressing ahead with more modern and integrated missile defense. Okay, so there you have it. You're seeing the rise of all these superpowers, okay, mainly Russia, China, and America, developing more intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right. So, yeah, and this is the woman's name right here, the Air Force General Lori Robinson. She's now in command, a woman. All right. That's funny. That's a joke. But let me get to the point that I wanted to, because I thought this part in the article needed to come out, because, you got a lot of these clowns that are talking about, oh, America has some great nuclear capabilities. They can stop missiles from entering this country. And that is a bold-faced lie. And this is coming from the Secretary of Defense, Ashton Carter. Carter pointed out, I'm going to read it right here. Carter pointed out Friday that the United States anti-missile weapons aren't meant to stop Russian ICBMs. Okay, there you have it. Aren't meant to stop Russian ICBMs. So if Russia were to launch nuclear warheads at America, all you cities, okay, all you scoffing cities that scoff at us at Great Millstone are going to get hit with a nuke. Okay, scoffing at the men of the Lord. Quote, our missile defenses are designed for Iran and North Korea, he said. They are not designed nor are capable of defending the United States from the Russian nuclear force. The United States hasn't had that capability for many decades. Our protection against attacks from any nation is deterrence. Now, when you hear this word deterrence, okay, you need to look it up in a dictionary, because it's all it means is a threat or fear. And I'm going to give you the exact definition. This is from Merriam-Webster. The act of making someone decide not to do something. The act of preventing a particular act or behavior from happening. Okay, so let's get to the point where it says the inhibition of criminal behavior by fear, especially of punishment. So that's all this country in America can do is tell Russia, look, if you shoot nukes at us, we'll shoot nukes at you. That's it. There is no a missile can come out and stop intercontinental ballistic missiles. So if Russia were to launch intercontinental ballistic missiles at America, you best believe a lot of you cities are going to get hit. All right? So I just wanted to bring that out. So let's get into another article. What's going on? This came out today from The Guardian. It says, West and Russia on course for war, says ex-NATO deputy commander. Now, this is from a deputy commander who was working in NATO. All right? You can't get more high brass than this. Goes on and says, a startling claim that West is on course for war with Russia has been delivered by the former deputy commander of NATO. The former British General Sir Alexander Richard Sheriff stated. In a book published on Wednesday, 2017, War with Russia, Sheriff argues that the events in Crimea has destroyed the post-Cold War settlement and set the stage for conflict beginning next year. In a chilling scenario, he predicts that Russia, in order to escape what it believes to be an encirclement by NATO, will seize territory in the eastern Ukraine, open up a land corridor to Crimea, and invade the Baltic states. Sheriff, who was Deputy Supreme Allied Commander Europe from 2000 to 2014, and before that served in Northern Ireland, Iraq, and the Balkans, is risking his reputation by making such a bold prediction, but he claims its narrative is closely modeled on his NATO experience of war games, future conflicts. Okay, so there you have it. All right, the guy's risking his own neck by letting, NATO know, hey, listen, Russia, you guys are going to war with Russia, man. You guys keep doing what you're doing. All right, and allowing Russia to keep doing what they're doing. So basically, NATO's in a quagmire. Here we go. It goes on and says, Sheriff's warning about the danger posed by Russia is echoed in the foreword by U.S. Admiral James Stavridis, former Supreme Allied Commander of Europe, who writes, quote, under President Putin, Russia has charted a dangerous course that, if it is allowed to continue, may lead inexorably to a clash with NATO. And that will mean a war that could so easily go nuclear. Let me read that again, because Esau loves using fancy words. Instead of just saying, Russia's going to start dropping nukes if we keep pressing them. Under President Putin, Russia has charted a dangerous course that, if it is allowed to continue, may lead inexorably to a clash with NATO. And that will mean a war that could so easily go nuclear. Sheriff insisted that retention of nuclear deterrent is essential. Be under no illusion whatsoever. Russian use of nuclear weapons is hardwired into Moscow's military strategy, he writes. There you have it. Hardwired. Meaning the Russians don't play no games. They're going to destroy shit if you fuck with them. And it's going to happen because this is prophecy. That's why we don't give you no rest day or night. Okay, we make mention of the Lord, that the Lord is doing this. Okay, he's stirring up all these nations to go for final combat, which is World War III. So why is this happening? And now we're going to go to the financial aspect of why all this drama is happening. All right, so let's go with, first and foremost, billionaire investor just made a huge bet on Canada. Billionaire investor George Soros believes the stock market is headed for a 2008 style meltdown. So he's betting on Canada gold instead. You hear that? 2008 style meltdown he's predicting in Canada. Now, who is this billionaire? Soros, George Soros, who became famous overnight in 1992 with a huge bet against the British pound, disclosed Monday that he bought 19 million shares of Toronto-based Barrick Gold. So he's hedging his portfolio towards gold, because he sees that the Canadian dollar is crap, okay, and he's saying that it's going down to 2008 levels. So just to throw it there, but let's get to the point. This is the devil right here, George Soros. If you don't know who that is, this clown right here. All right, so let's get to the point why he's saying this real quickly. Soros believes the world is in for another financial crisis. He said the world. He didn't just say one country. He said the world. Okay? Like the 2008-09 meltdown. But this time with China as the epicenter. He has been saying the country has taken on too much debt and its economy now resembles the U.S. just before the financial crisis. That's why all these countries are going to war. Because they see that they can't make money with each other anymore. So they said, it's time to go kill each other. All right? And that's the Yahweh Shem Yahshai doing that. All right? So there you have it. That's one. Now let's go to another news article. All right? This is pertaining to Saudi Arabia. All right? Because the Senate just passed a bill exposing Saudi Arabia to 9/11 legal claims. And if anybody's been following up on this, okay, there was a law put into place, I believe in the 1970s. Okay, I believe this article does make mention of it. Let me just find it. Here we go. It says questions about the Saudi official might have played in the September 11th plot has lingered for more than a decade, and families of the victims have used various lawsuits to try to hold members of the Saudi royal family and charities liable for what they allege is financial support of terrorism. Okay? But these moves have been mostly blocked in part because of a 1976 law that gives foreign nations some immunity from lawsuits in American courts. Okay? So there you have it. So what's going on with this 9/11 fiasco, okay, which we all know, mainly America had, it was the brunt force of why 9/11 went down because they were involved in it. It was an inside job. But, you had Saudi nationals, as they claim, were the people that were flying those planes, right? Supposedly. All right, so... what this is happening is that America is now throwing Saudi Arabia on the bus because Saudi Arabia is mad over the nuclear deal with Iran. So now they're diversifying their portfolio, and they're looking to get away from the oil, from the petrodollar. All right, and you can read you can go to other my videos because I have that article up as well. But here's the key point that I want to get to, because Saudi Arabia made a bold statement. Administration officials have lobbied against the bill, a view that the White House spokesman Josh Earnest reiterated after the vote. And the Saudi government has warned that if legislation passes, it might begin selling off up to $750 billion in treasury securities and other assets in the United States before they face the danger of being frozen by American courts. Adel Al-Jubeir, the Saudi foreign minister, delivered the warning to lawmakers and the administration while in Washington in March. So this is going to be a tick for tat. If the United States goes along with this suing bill, then the Saudi government will be like, well, we're just going to get rid of your treasury bonds, okay, and throw it back into the market, which will cause inflation. All right. So let me get to a scripture. Zephaniah 1. Chapter 1 verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Okay, and that's, you talk about America's governments, all right, and all these other countries' governments, but mainly this is referred to America. Verse 11, how ye inhabitants of Maktesh. Now Maktesh was a financial city, okay, all right, that had a lot of economic power in the ancient world. For all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And you're seeing that. That's why war's brewing. That's why the Lord said, make noise, because you're about to see financial catastrophes, war. All right. Now, I want to get to a key point. Now, check this out. This article came out, this Lord put the spirit on me, because I remember seeing this article a long time ago. This is way before I was in the truth, when I was just in the world trying to figure out what's going on, like all the brothers that before they came into the truth. But I came across this article from Business Insider in 2010, and I remember, and it popped in my mind. This is when Secretary of Treasury Henry Paulson, under the Bush administration, came out and told in his memoirs that Putin was conspiring with China to dump Fannie bonds and Fannie bonds and crush the U.S. financial system, which is another for Fannie bonds, government entity, which is a government entity which has a lot of treasury bonds, which basically is debt, but throw it right back into the market. Okay, and goes on and says right here, Salakia, spinning wheel of death again. Says some scary details have emerged from Hank Paulson's memoirs. Allegedly, it appears Russia may have tried to conspire with China in a bid to collapse the U.S. financial system. They were hoping to sell Fannie and Freddie bonds during a time when the U.S. economy is on the ropes. Okay? And you just saw here from that clown George Soros that the economy, the world global economy, is about to get hurt because of what's going on in China. So you have now Saudi Arabia, you have China and Russia dealing with America in their area, in their lands. What happens if China, Russia, Saudi Arabia decide to dump all the U.S. Treasury bonds, all U.S. investments back into the market? That's what you call hyperinflation. Just throwing it out there. And last but not least, last article, going for gold. Russia and China ditch billions of dollars for prize bullion. All right, there you have it, man. And this article is heavy. This is from Sputnik News. This came out recently. Bear with me. I'm getting a spinning wheel of death. It goes on to state. So when I get to the point right here. It says Dmitry Lukashov, an analyst for IFC Markets, told the newspaper Vizgalad that central banks are seeking central banks. This is not even your China, your Chase Bank, your Merrill Lynch, your Goldman Sachs. These are central banks are seeking to diversify away from the U.S. dollar and also want to hedge their investment against currency volatility more generally. So there you have it. So you're having central banks getting away, central banks throughout other countries getting away from the U.S. dollar. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, double honor to the apostle of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Death to America.